Bitcoin's evolution. From 2020 to 2024, Bitcoin transitioned from being a retail asset in the crypto ecosystem to an institutional asset in mainstream financial ecosystems. By the end of 2024, Bitcoin is expected to be a mainstream financial asset on Wall Street. Bitcoin versus other cryptos. Bitcoin is emerging as a distinct asset, separate from other cryptocurrencies. It's not competing with other crypto tokens but with mainstream assets like real estate, gold, and stocks. BlackRock and ETFs. BlackRock's interest in launching a Bitcoin ETF is significant. The consensus is that Bitcoin is now an asset class. The approval of a spot ETF in the near future is anticipated, which will be a game changer for institutional investment. Bitcoin's acceptance. Over the past 2 years, Bitcoin has been recognized as a legitimate institutional-grade asset and an ethical commodity. This acknowledgement has come from regulators, politicians, mainstream media, and the accounting profession. Bitcoin's future. The spot ETF is the first major milestone for Bitcoin's mass adoption. The second is the FBY's fair value accounting, which allows corporations to treat Bitcoin as a treasury reserve asset. The third is the embrace of Bitcoin by major banks. Central banks. Before central banks consider Bitcoin, the focus is on mainstream banks and their acceptance of Bitcoin as a legitimate asset. Bitcoin as a treasury asset. With the new accounting standards, corporations can now consider Bitcoin as a treasury reserve asset, changing the way they view and manage their treasury. Bitcoin advocates. Discusses the integration of Bitcoin with traditional financial offerings, emphasizing the potential for Bitcoin-backed securities such as insurance plans and bonds. The growing interest of sovereigns in Bitcoin, with countries like El Salvador, Oman, Bhutan, and the UAE already making moves in the space. Sovereign wealth funds are also showing interest, initially through spot ETFs. Companies are starting to embrace Bitcoin and incorporate it into their treasuries. Their nature will change. For instance, a company that starts accumulating assets in Bitcoin becomes partly a Bitcoin company, regardless of its primary industry. Berkshire Hathaway's significant investment in Apple stock as an example of how a company's balance sheet can redefine its identity. The adoption of Bitcoin will come in layers and waves. Gold funds might start diversifying into Bitcoin. Hedge funds might allocate a percentage of their portfolios to Bitcoin, and companies might start holding a percentage of their assets in Bitcoin. The unique position we are in now, where the future potential of Bitcoin is evident, but it hasn't fully manifested in its price yet. This presents an opportunity for those who can buy Bitcoin now before mainstream adoption drives its price up significantly. The pivotal moments in Bitcoin's journey over the past few years, such as the end of the block size wars, the entry of major players like Fidelity, the impact of the COVID-19 crisis, and the regulatory clarity around Bitcoin being a commodity. These events have solidified Bitcoin's place in the financial world. Bitcoin doesn't need fixing. It's on a trajectory for success. What individuals need to do is figure out how they can benefit from it, whether by investing, advocating, or building on it. Don't get distracted by altcoins or trying to fix Bitcoin and the importance of staying focused on Bitcoin's potential. It's the right place as the universe's first and only sound money.